Hey guys, this is Eileen, and I'm one of the coaches in this group. We're doing the educational series in order to help you to make better food choices. So today's topic is what cooking or baking medium are you using? And I'm referring to what are you using as far as oils or butter, things like that. You'd be surprised. The process that oils go through, that's what makes it either healthy and clean or whether it makes it unhealthy. And one of the easiest examples that I can give you is about canola oil. Canola oil is common, it's popular. A lot of people use it, a lot of people like it, a lot of people think it's healthy. But let me tell you, there's an eye opening explanation I have for you. Typically, oil is produced from a seed, and the seed that canola oil comes from is not a canola seed. It's kind of weird, that so right from the start, you can tell this isn't good. And the bottom line is that the seed that makes the canola oil comes from a genetically modified plant. And that plant produces what's called a rapeseed. And the rapeseed, like I said, it's an unnatural plant, unnatural seed. So I can already tell you, if you already haven't, throw the stuff out. But if you haven't been convinced yet, wait till you hear the process it goes through in order to make the canola oil. They take that rapeseed, they heat it at very high unnatural temperatures in order to begin that process of extracting the oil from the seed. The second part of that process is that they actually use a petroleum solvent to pull more oil out. Did you hear what I said? They use a petroleum solvent. That's poison, and we're ingesting that into our body. So if that wasn't bad enough, then they heat it up again, because now what has happened is that a waxy substance has formed while that process of trying to pull the oil out, so that they put acid in there to clear out that waxy substance. Ugh, you even kidding me? Then they put in an additive to improve its color, and then they put in a deodorizer to make it smell better, because during this whole process it's made the oil really smell. And obviously you don't want to eat something that smells really bad, so they put a deodorizer in. Between chemicals and acids and high temperatures, everything about this is unnatural. It's poison. It's poison to the body, but yet there are so many people consuming this, including, until I realized this process, including me. Part of what we're trying to do with this educational series is to educate you so that you can make a decision. Do you still want to consume canola oil? And that same process is very similar for vegetable oil, safflower oil, soybean oil, corn oil, peanut oil, all the typical oils that you see when you go to the store. That is crazy, right? Yet we cook and we bake with this stuff. We're eating this stuff all the time. And in fact, some of these ingredients are in other food items. So we also have to look at the labels to see if those ingredients are in there. What are we shifting you towards? What are we recommending? We're recommending, again, what I'm saying are products that come from nature. Coconut oil, olive oil, and butter. I know you're probably surprised that I said butter, but if you understand that the butter comes from a cow, it's natural. When the cow produces its milk, it has actually a combination of the milk and the cream. And when you separate the cream out, that's how you make butter. You notice that process only took one step versus how many steps did we have to go through to make the canola oil? It's natural. Same thing when we make olive oil. They take the olive off the olive tree. You cold press it, it produces the olive oil. The coconut oil, you're opening up the coconut. The white stuff on the inside is the meat, and it's the meat that you use to cold press that, and it produces some substance that is actually a combination of the coconut oil and water. And it goes through a small little process to separate the oil from the coconut oil from the water, and typically that's through fermentation or low boiling, or even that they just put it in a refrigerator. They're just trying to separate that coconut oil away from the water. Natural products, very short processes. However, with these things that I named, you still need to look at the labels, because just like with anything that's commercialized, they always take a good thing and make it bad. There's can still be a bad process, and so not all, for example, olive oil is made the same. You think you're doing good by using olive oil, but unless you're using olive oil that says cold pressed and extra virgin, you might very well be, having a product that was produced at a very high temperature. So everything good in that olive was cooked right out. So the process matters, the label and what it says matters. Same thing with the coconut oil. Unless it says pure, unrefined, cold press, and extra virgin, again, you take a good thing and it may not be so good, but if it's extra virgin and cold pressed and unrefined, then you're assured that it's as close to nature as possible. The difference between, say, the vegetable oil, the corn oil, and all those other oils, they are what we consider bad fats. They are what we consider polyunsaturated fats. They are what we consider long-chain fatty acids or long-chain triglycerides. These are the things that cause high blood pressure and plaque buildup on your artery walls, and weight gain, as well as diabetes and a whole other amount of health problems that you can name. So many things are just caused from not only the bad fats, but also the chemicals and things that are introduced from your body that actually can cause cancer. Versus the good fats, which is the coconut oil, the butter, the olive oil. These kind of things are considered saturated fats. They're considered medium chain triglycerides or medium chain fatty acids. The difference between the two, the long chain, say, versus the medium chain. The good fats get broken down in 2 or 3 steps. The body can break it down, and its body uses it for not only energy, but it uses it to make other systems in the body work and work better. It makes your body be healthy. The long chain ones, as the name implies, it takes a long time for your body, as it's going through digestion, to try and attempt to break these down. It can't break down it almost at all, and that's why it gets stored as fat. That's why you gain weight. That's why these things end up lining your artery walls, because it's just laying around. They're considered foreign substances. These are the things you have to stay away from and limit. What has been given fat a bad name is what happens with the bad fats. But that's where most people, just when they hear fat, they're trying to go low fat, no fat. You have to consume the correct amount of fat in your body, and that's what we'll help you with, is that it's not that you need to eat fat all day long, because any time you take a good thing and you do too much of, it's not a good thing. So fat needs to be eaten in the correct amounts, but the correct amount of fat is required so that you're getting these health benefits. So I know I'm talking in general terms here because I don't want to make this topic too overcomplicated. I'm just trying to help to educate you, to help you to make better food choices. If you have any other specific questions that I did not go over, make sure you comment below so that we can answer those questions. We will definitely answer them for you. Again, we want to help to educate you. The only way that you can make better choices is through education. So make sure, if you have questions, put them below. Let's get them answered. Let's help you to make better choices. It's about staying as healthy as you can for as long as you can.